You know what, Phil? I'm gonna... Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. What was that? Somebody trying to break into your apartment?
I don't know. I heard a car honk and then, like, glass breaking. I don't know. The one that always gets us is there's, like, I don't know, some guy with a really souped up car, and he just squeals out of his lot and guns it through our complex, and it's really loud and annoying. And I'm gonna figure out who it is. Call the
Just,
cops on him. Call
just,
the
just
cops.
straight through your complex.
It's like, whoa, just like that. He's out of here.
That's too complex for me to even understand.
Jeremy was taking
What?
a nap on the couch, and it woke him up from his nap. It was that loud.
Oh, okay. Yeah, have they
Speaking,
celebrated? Oh, what?
my roommate, he has a thing. He's been trying to get like somebody to complain about how loud we are because he thinks we're way louder than we are, and somebody should be upset at some point in time from us, like because we sing to each other, we yell a lot at each other, no complaints. So
Yeah,
the other night he's just
it's
laying
like it's like music.
yeah, he's laying in in his bed in his room, just howling, just singing songs. Finally, somebody's just like thumping on the wall, just pounding, and he feels accomplished now.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good. Are you gonna continue being loud, or are you gonna?
I'm never loud. Well,
Oh,
that's a false
that's
statement. I'm
yeah. You
sometimes
said that you
loud.
yell at each other. So,
He's probably the louder of the two of us.
so is he gonna? Is he gonna turn his life around now that he knows that he bothers somebody, or is that just gonna encourage him
Nah, I
to?
think he's gonna go for a high score.
Oh, all right then.
Okay, I'm gonna do the intro this time,
It's about time. Jesus.
and it's gonna sound
No,
really
you do it.
fake,
You do it
and
this
I'm
time
gonna
again.
do it. So here it is.
All right, let's hear it.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Chatmen. I'm Truman, and I'm joined here with my good friend.
Phil.
We got some stuff to talk about today. First of all, Phil, I want to mention that we're sponsored again this week, but by a different sponsor. Most people are thinking, Truman's gonna make a joke about Pepsi and open a can, and it's gonna be really loud. No, sweet tea. I'm drinking sweet tea tonight.
Oh, okay.
So go buy yourself some sweet tea. And
That doesn't matter what brand.
nope.
Doesn't matter how sweet it is. You can get some bitter tea and sweeten it at home.
It's pretty good.
Just drink sweet
Mm.
tea every day and night.
What are you drinking, Phil? Got a cup of water?
I forgot to get something to drink. Actually, there's a cup of water across the room. I think I'm about to just. I'm gonna go ahead and fetch that right now. All right, I'm
Wow.
back.
Invigorating. People just
Yeah,
hearing behind the scenes.
yeah, I know. That's. Anyway,
So have you had a week, Phil? Let me hear about your week. How's it been?
well, um, I'm getting less and less hours at my job every week.
Hey, me too.
It seems like they're at some point they're gonna get it'll whittle down to 0 hours a week, and then they'll be just like, oh well, you're not employed here anymore, and I'll be like, oh,
Well,
that's,
Phil,
that's,
I don't know
that's
about your industry, but in retail, after Christmas, we have to cut back hours, no matter where.
no matter where.
Yeah. So
That sounded like it didn't make sense until I repeated it, and I was like, that
I think
makes
next
sense.
week I'm scheduled for like 12 hours at work.
Oh yeah,
And my bills are cost more than 12 hours a week. We'll pay for. So that's always fun.
yeah,
You want you,
yeah.
you want to hear what I've been doing this week?
Not really, but I bet the viewers do, or
Probably
listeners.
not, but here it is. Back to the Future. It's like all I've been doing. watching Back to the
You're
Future.
going back. Oh,
I'm playing Back to the Future. I had dreams about time traveling.
let me tell you something. When you're making pizzas,
Hmm.
there's the three magical things that get stuck under your fingernails. All CHs: chicken, cheese, and is mushroom. I didn't realize that mushroom actually starts with an M and not a CH
It
until I
it
said.
almost has a CH in it. It has an SH in it.
Oh yeah, yeah, somewhere in there.
Hmm.
It could be a SCH,
Yeah.
mushroom, yeah, but it's not. So that's wrong. I just have a magical combination of all three under each and every one of my nails, and I have a habit of just like not. I used to bite my nails, and
Yeah.
I just kind of like put my teeth underneath them, and then I
Yeah.
just taste. I taste. What's this? Oh, it just seems to be dairy products, poultry, and fungus all underneath my fingernails, and it's quite an uncomfortable taste.
Well, Phil, it's just your job's trying to compensate you for not getting enough hours, so they're giving you a little snack for on the
Oh
go.
yeah, 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 and it tastes like salt and dirt and
It's like, oh, you can skip a meal. We've provided you with a little tasty treat you can eat instead. Save
yeah,
you some money.
a little hold you off on hunger for a second or two.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, Phil, big things from Marvel have happened in the last 2 weeks.
Oh
What what
yeah.
what happened?
Oh well, I know that the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer came out on Jimmy Fallon, even though it was kind of like a good portion of it was leaked to begin with anyway.
Hmm.
But not all of it. There's a good bit before and after the main part that was leaked that we saw. That was yeah, it's pretty interesting.
Hmm.
Get to know the character of Star Lord a little bit.
Yeah, I am really
Sarcastic and has really
excited.
weird sense of humor.
Well, see, Phil, normally I don't care about the lives of movie stars because they're movie stars. They're rich. They don't have problems. But
That's
Chris
right.
Pratt, he's like the first guy that I'm like, yeah, you get these cool things. You're doing a great job. He's gonna go places. Because Phil, not only is he the lead in the new Marvel movie, he's also the main character of Lego Movie, which has been doing extraordinarily well
Extraordinarily
in
well.
theaters. I think he's gonna rise up. He's gonna be a pretty popular guy here soon. That makes me happy. But you have no reference point for this actor because you've not seen him in anything, have you?
No.
I have, and
What?
he's one of the main characters in Parks and Rec. He's been in a couple movies, not huge roles, but
I
he
don't know what
seems
that
like
is.
what Parks and Recreation.
No, huge roles. Yes, Parks and Recreation. I
It's
don't
a
know
good
what that
show.
is.
Parks and Rec is pretty good. But no, I'm really happy for him. He looks like he's gonna do the role justice.
Yeah, he has a weird sense of humor in that though.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know if it's cheesy or if it's just bad. It's not terrible. Like as a character, it's not bad. It's just not very funny. That's it. But
So
it shows character. That's that. So I'm not upset.
so what's your opinion on the way how did that trailer look to you? Did you like it?
I just liked seeing Rocket Raccoon firing machine guns and just yelling,
Hmm.
even though there was music playing over it, so you can't tell he's yelling, but you can tell he's yelling.
Hmm.
You
Yeah.
can hear the yell. You saw it.
Yeah. Well, it's getting me pumped. I really enjoyed the trailer. Just give you just a little taste. It was so
Yeah,
good.
just yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, Captain America trailer. I don't know if this is a new thing or not. Yeah, it is.
I don't think
Of
I've seen
course.
it though. Tell me about it.
There's a line in it. Captain America says Nick's last words were to something something. Nick Fury fucking dies. Samuel L. Jackson is gonna die in the new Captain America movie, Captain America 2,
Yeah.
apparently. Sorry, I dropped the f bomb again.
That's all
I know
right.
our listeners. I know our listeners are gonna cringe. just tighten their little fists, and then
Hmm.
yeah, just that leaves a
I'm gonna
bad
unlike the
taste in my
face.
ear.
I'm gonna unlike Chatmen. I'm gonna unsubscribe. But
Yeah.
first, I'm gonna subscribe and like the page because nobody does that, and then
I'm
I'll
gonna
unsubscribe.
unsubscribe and dislike them, and then send them an angry message about
Yeah.
how they should watch their
Then
mouths
we'll read that angry message
on the show.
on the show.
Yep.
Incentive.
And and litter it with a few more maybe not f bombs, but some weaker cuss words,
Yeah.
just for good measure.
All right, Phil. Well, because I read Reddit.
Show emotion. Sorry.
I'm on Reddit all the time. That's where I saw the new Galaxy trailer. I was sifting through the comments. There's a lot of like really big. Oh, this movie's gonna be awesome. Oh,
Yeah, it is.
Galaxy's the best.
Yeah, it is.
But I thought just for a chuckle, I would sort some of these comments by the most controversial, the ones that people don't necessarily agree with. So here you go, Phil. This guy, his name's Black Hoodie, says, "In this thread is a bunch of teenagers. This looks atrocious." So, well,
Black Hoodie
yeah,
said, "You think that's his actual name?"
that's his Reddit
No,
username.
I mean
So
he
if
he
you're out
sounds like
there
a
listening,
superhero himself, like the Black Panther, like from the Avengers, not the movie, but the comics. He's the
he
next
is
he's the
in a
next
movie,
guy.
Phil.
No, listen,
He's
that
in a movie,
guy.
though.
He's wearing a hoodie in disguise. He's actually the Black Panther of the Avengers. He's trying to get everyone to not be hyped up about Guardians of the Galaxy so that they will go see the Avengers 2 or 3 or whatever movie he's going to be in. That's his plan.
All right, Phil. In the trailer at the end, that British guy, he has
All
the
right.
line, "What a bunch of a-holes."
Yes.
Well, some guy did not enjoy that. He said, "I don't mean to be an a-hole, but was that meant to be funny? The humor feels like my grandmother trying to be edgy." Well, I mean, if your grandmother's pretty cool, then
Yeah,
yeah.
man, that's too hardcore for me. My grandma said that. Be like, "Whoa, hold on."
All right, another guy. Oh, that guy who said that, his name was J Fu. That's his username. Another guy, Chili Dogger 70. Which seems like my kind of guy, because chili dogs are delicious. Probably like Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, but 70 is an unlucky number,
He's
so
a
I wouldn't.
really old man who loves chili dogs.
No.
But his comment was, "This movie looks like pure shit." Well, I mean, yeah, I guess.
No, it's not. Truman, can't downplay Guardians like that.
Another
They're better
guy,
than the Avengers.
Don Fanucci, I think is how it's pronounced. All it says is, "Looks dumb as fuck."
Whoa.
FUK. Didn't even spell it out. He was that upset.
He spelled it with one K?
Just FUK. No
Huh,
C. No silent E.
man.
Another guy, his name is. Oh, speaking of FUK, fuckhead here.
Oh, dang. Is that his actual Reddit name?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Uh, his comment is, "This left a bad taste in my mouth. Was it by any chance made by Disney? Because that would make a lot of sense."
Oh, and not just the SENCE, excuse me, but it would also make a lot of sense because they're making a lot of money on Guardians of the Galaxy because Disney makes a lot of money when they make Marvel movies because they're good.
Speaking of that,
Except for
Marvel is pumping out movies.
except for Thor 2. Thor 2 sucked.
What you what you doing, DC? You gonna make a movie anytime that's good?
Yeah, they're like,
Made that much?
we got Justice League coming out sometime. We're making a Batman versus Superman movie, but it's not the same Batman that you guys all got psyched about. They're rebooting Batman.
Again.
They're making another Batman movie just for the Justice League.
Yeah. I mean, I like Batman. I don't think there's been a Batman movie that's come out that I haven't enjoyed.
Except
Careful now.
Dark Knight.
Oh yeah. I mean, The new trilogy is pretty good. I like The Dark Knight, the middle one, the most. The other two were still all right. They're pretty good. Good enough that I think I've bought them all.
I think they're good for a reboot, like to tell things from a more realistic perspective, I suppose.
Except for Bane. What are you doing?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like to tell things from a more realistic perspective,
Yeah.
not a true to the comic thing. That's the only reason why I think the Joker is acceptable, not as an actual just a crazy person who just like smeared makeup on his face. He's less creepy but more realistic.
hmm
It's creepier if a guy takes time to make sure that his makeup is precise and his hair is slicked back and he's all neat looking and whatever, but as a clown.
Yeah.
And also the Joker in The Dark Knight didn't smile so much and he didn't laugh all the time.
Not all the time.
Yeah, but
Only when it was.
he really didn't smile that much at all. It's just the makeup cut up or whatever it was, the cuts in his cheeks. So that was less creepy. It's more realistic, but that's it. Like it was good as a reboot, not as a remake or whatever.
Yeah. A tangent of a tangent. I was driving home from somewhere yesterday.
Whoa, tangerines.
It was
That's what that is.
It was in the evening. I remember it was kind of dark out. My neighbors, the other direction, over there, they had their blinds open and I could see their
Thanks for
TV.
pointing that out to our listeners.
Not to my left, to my right.
Yeah, so mark that out on your map.
Mm-hmm.
You'll know exactly where we talk.
But they had their blinds open, and as I was pulling in, I could see what they were watching on TV. They were watching Batman with Jim Carrey as the Riddler, and I was really excited. I think I sat there for like 20 seconds watching Jim Carrey prance around in his green outfit.
And then they looked out their window and they saw you creeping there, and they were like...
And then I waved.
Then you drove off.
And I knocked on their door. And just shook their hand. Said, good choice in movies.
And they kind of looked at each other and they were like, okay, oh, thanks.
All right. Back to the original subject we were talking about. I've got just a couple more of these comments. Filipito is this guy's name.
How's that spelled?
Philipito.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Ito.
I didn't know if that was an F or something, but yeah, okay.
He just says, I stopped watching at Marvel. So when we saw the Marvel logo come up.
Oh, wow.
Get out of here.
Every Phil except for me is just the biggest douche I've ever met. Every one.
The ones for me, Phil. Every time I meet a guy named Corey, don't really like him.
That's my situation with it.
That's usually the case.
This is my situation with people named well, I probably shouldn't say that. Every time I meet a person named so he's just the flakiest person I've ever met. Just like, I should stop right there because I have a person named in my life right now. Yeah. Probably not listening, but whatever.
All right, one more comment.
But I love him.
I love him too, and I haven't even met him.
Yeah.
He's a good guy, upstanding citizen. He pays his taxes. He votes. Good guy.
Hey, Truman, bleep out the name when I say it, please.
I'll try to remember. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
This guy, his name is The Bed Show. He says, I don't know this universe at all, but a PG-13 rating really kills the type of comedy for me.
It's got to be a hard R.
Well,
in order for it to be
the guy
funny.
who responded, his little rebuttal was, it's not a comedy. So, I mean, it's going to be a lighter-hearted... Humor's going to be a part of the movie, but it's not a comedy.
That's correct.
Action movie.
It's an action movie. It's actually...
Well, I mean, every movie's an action movie because
but
they
you
say...
Can't call it... But here, get this.
They say action when it's time to film. So every movie's an action movie.
Listen, it is a comic. But cha. comic. Get it? Like
Yeah,
comic.
I get it. It wasn't as good as my action joke, but
But you interrupted me. I would have said that before you.
you interrupted my interrupting, Phil. So who's the real jerk?
Two wrongs make a right.
Oh, I remembered, Phil. I'm not saying DC's pumping out movies. Doctor Strange, it's officially in the works now.
Yeah, and
Make a Doctor Strange movie.
you and Hayden told me on episode 8
Mm-hmm. Well, it's like
that
completely
that
official now.
that Johnny Depp was rumored to be cast as Doctor Strange.
Mm-hmm.
Is that true?
I don't know if that's still the case, but I
Because
don't
that
know
would
that
be
it's
bad.
not still the case.
That would be bad. I gotta say, it's just he's gotten way too much attention for.
I think that with the right director, it wouldn't be as bad as we think it's
I'm
going to
just
be.
tired of looking at him.
Mhm.
It's not even that he's an awesome actor. I'm just really tired of him. He's everywhere. You
My
can't.
I
It's
get upset when I see like Johnny Depp as the face of Tim Burton because Tim Burton's kind of gone crazy,
yeah,
and when those two are just synonymous now, so that bothers me.
because your childhood was Tim Burton without the Johnny Depp, but now it's just like let me find it, huh?
My childhood was Disney movies like Sword in the Stone.
Freaking what's it? Nightmare Before
I didn't
Christmas.
watch Nightmare until I was in high school because my mom
You
thought it was.
lied to me.
When did I lie to you? I didn't lie to you.
Maybe you didn't.
I watched it
Maybe
Christmas
I
week,
didn't.
sophomore year of high school.
That's possibility number one. Here's possibility number two. I never listened to your stories.
Probably. I don't even listen to half my stories. I just talk and then edit it together for a podcast.
And let me tell you, people who listen to this
Mm-hmm.
never listen to any of our stories.
Nope.
They like them, and they leave. That's it.
Yeah.
Except for Hayden, but Hayden doesn't really listen. He just
Prove to us, Hayden, that you actually listen.
yeah.
Right now.
leave a comment when we post this video and say I listen. So that's it. Just
Or on the
capital
Facebook
I
page.
space listen period. That's what I meant. Yeah, on the Facebook page.
Or on the Facebook page, on YouTube, or at our email, chatmenshow@gmail.com.
All of them.
Oh, one more
I listen.
Marvel franchise. Technically, Fox owns them, but it's still Marvel. Fantastic Four is getting rebooted.
Yep, I knew that a long time ago.
So,
Talked about that in the
come on,
Marvel
DC.
episode as well.
Come on, DZ.
We already had a whole episode devoted to Marvel, Truman.
Yeah, I know.
It was 3 hours long. We already talked about this stuff.
This episode is not going to be devoted to Marvel. It's going to be
It
devoted
is
to Pixar.
same things, all Disney. Disney owns everything. They're gonna. Next thing you know, they're gonna own Sword in the Stone. They already do.
I would watch a Sword in the Stone.
They'll own video games next, Truman. They'll own Banjo Kazooie, just like they'll own Rare. Own Xbox One. That's it. Everything's gonna be owned by Disney, and then we're gonna have what's it called? Kingdom Hearts. And there'll be Kingdom Spades and Kingdom Jacks.
Kingdom Clubs.
Yeah, Kingdom
Telling you,
Clubs.
if Disney would buy Walmart, McDonald's, and Starbucks, that's it. Game over.
Game over. That's it.
And they could.
You said Walmart in there, right? Walmart,
Yeah,
McDonald's,
Walmart,
and Starbucks.
McDonald's, and Starbucks. And then we'll have Disney-owned Walmarts with
And Coca-Cola.
McDonald's in them, with Starbucks in the McDonald's.
And Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
In the Starbucks, in the McDonald's, in the Disney Corporation, in the movie theater. Coming soon to one near you.
All right. So, I said this episode, I stumbled upon a little theory about Pixar movies. People may have heard this already. There seems to be two sides to the argument about this fan theory about the Pixar universe. Either people are like, oh my god, my mind has exploded out of my head, everything is awesome. Or they're like, this is bullshit. This is bullshit right here. This is stupid.
Whoa.
I'll
Watch
bleep
your
all
mouth.
of that out. All of it.
No, you
Beep,
better
beep, 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 beep. All right,
For
I'll
real,
leave it,
or-
and then I'm gonna splice in a second version where I do bleep it out.
Yeah, do it right now.
Right now. This is this bullshit. This is bullshit right here. This is
Whoa,
stupid.
whoa, 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 whoa.
And there it was. Okay.
Yeah, sorry for you listeners. That one you might enjoy better.
So basically, I told Phil, hey, I found this cool theory that connects every movie in the Pixar universe together into one seamless timeline. But I told Phil, don't look up anything about it, because I want your unbiased opinion. I'm going to relay the facts as unbiased and just matter-of-factly about the theory. And Phil, I just want you to just comment when you have questions, or if you think something is bullshit and you don't understand.
Okay.
But
I'll let you know that I've probably watched half of the Pixar movies you've watched.
I've watched all of them except for Cars 2 and Brave, and I just haven't gotten around to watching Brave.
But Cars 2? Yeah.
Uh,
Because then they made Planes, and Pixar didn't
Planes.
even...
Planes is not a Pixar movie, Phil.
Yeah, I know, that's what I said.
It's
And then
not.
Pixar wasn't even a part of that.
That's Disney watering down a great company. Stupid.
Yep.
Okay, so I probably shouldn't have to say this, but I did not come up with this theory. A man named John Negroni is the first one to piece all this together. So basically, all Pixar movies, like the dozen or how many there are connected, and basically deals with the development and struggle between three races. You have humans, you have animals, and you have artificial intelligence.
Okay.
So, chronologically, the first movie in the timeline is Brave. It's set in the dark ages of Scotland. Old-timey Scotland. And Brave served the purpose of explaining why animals sometimes act like humans in the Pixar universe.
Really? I haven't seen that movie, so what?
Well, in Brave, there's this witch, and she turns Merida, the redheaded girl, main lead of the movie. Merida's mother is turned into a bear by this witch she finds.
Okay.
And so the witch has magic that can make animate as well as inanimate objects. She makes some brooms sweep around and have a mind of their own.
Whoa, like Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, like Mickey Mouse. But the witch uses magic to animate inanimate objects and give animals personification. Now, the magic can wear off eventually because by the end of the movie, Merida's mother is a human again. For some reason, I am already super out of breath. I'm just out of shape for talking, I guess.
Let me tell you something, or let me ask you something.
Mm-hmm.
Why, by the end of the movie, did it just wear out? Did the witch die, or what?
See, that's without actually watching the movie. I don't know if it's like Merida learned something and changed her back, or if the movie magic wear it off.
Maybe the bear just had to click their paws 3 times and say there's no place like home.
But what we know is the magic can wear off, but not always. There is another person who got turned into a bear. He's, I assume he's the villain. It's a very large bear that used to be a man that the witch turned into a bear, and he is permanently a bear now. He still has some human-like characteristics, so there's that.
Such as what? You don't know because you haven't watched the movie, huh?
Yeah, but I guess his understanding of things are better. I don't know if there's like interaction between Merida and the bear that's more human than it just being a bear, but he does still have human characteristics.
Like the face of a human. That's it. That'd be horrifying. Go on.
All right. I need to say this right now. There's a lot of assuming and taking things for fact that may not necessarily be fact because it's a fan theory. But we can assume that the witch has used magic on people before because she does it
in the movie.
Yeah, she has no issue. She just does it. So she must have practiced.
Yeah, that's not an assumption. That's an established true statement.
So there could be more people or anthropomorphized animals, like maybe Remy from Ratatouille. Have you seen
Still haven't seen that
Ratatouille, Phil?
movie.
Okay.
No.
General plotline of the movie. There's a rat who wants to learn how to cook, but all his rat family say, that's a human thing. Why are you so weird? Don't just stay away from humans. But Remy actually is a way better chef than any person in France. He is the
Oh,
best
wait a
chef.
minute. I think I saw a clip of that movie. There is like a part where there's a garbage or whatever, and he's like, "How could you eat something like that?" or whatever.
Yeah,
That's all I.
yeah.
That's all.
Remy first does some cooking. He takes some cheese he finds and he puts herbs on it and cooks it. But trying to remember. I think the kid's name is Linguini, I think, in that movie. But anyway, Remy the rat is the first animal that we see that starts
Is
experimenting.
this France or Italy?
I guess it's Italy, but the main chef that died was French.
Okay, you said France.
I Except I think there's an Eiffel Tower in the movie.
What?
It's in Europe.
It's in Fridley.
Yeah,
It's in
it's in Friddle.
a Tance.
Yeah. Remy the rat is an animal that we see start to experiment with human behavior, and he's actually way better at it than people are. And by the end of the movie, there are actually human beings who acknowledge that there are animals who do human things, because he teamed up with Linguini at the end of the movie to run the restaurant, and they get rave reviews and they get really popular. So people are starting to know that animals are, sentient and can do things. So we know because of human culture that rumor probably spreads. We don't know how fast
Okay.
or what, but what if there was a man who heard that rumor and decided that he was going to go investigate it? Enter Charles Muntz, the explorer from Up. Have you seen Up, Phil?
Oh, yes, yes,
You know the old guy who's living in South America?
yeah. He,
He's
he he doesn't live there to begin with. He just gets
no,
a bunch of balloons and
he's
then.
a world traveler, so maybe he's been. We know
Oh,
he's traveling to find that bird, but maybe he's also looking for people animals. Also, Muntz developed a way for him to be able to tap into the inner knowledge of his dogs. He builds those collars that allows dogs to
yeah.
speak with people. So we know that all the animals have this internal monologue that they can voice to people. Muntz just finds a way that he can access it. So he builds those collars for the dogs. At the end of the movie, Muntz dies, but all his smart dogs with talking collars, we don't really know where they are. So that could be anywhere.
Whoa.
You still following this path, Phil?
Yeah, I see where you're going.
Okay. I think what we'll do, since we've been recording for 30 minutes, I'm going to do the next movie, and we'll take a break, and then we'll come back.
Okay.
So the next movie in the timeline is Finding Nemo.
Oh yeah.
Since Marlin is a fish, and his son gets kidnapped, and instead of just accepting, oh, a human took my son, there's nothing I can do about it, Marlin's the first fish animal to actually do something against what humans have done to him. He, you know,
Oh snap.
going to do something.
Snippety snap.
So Marlin travels the ocean looking for his son, and Dory actually is a little has a spot in this timeline. Dory proves how fast the animals are evolving, this mental capacity, but it's one of two ways. One, because she is a fish that has no short-term memory. She's like the only fish. That could be a sign that like all the fish around her are evolving faster than she is. Like there's a progression already seen in like one generation.
Yeah.
You understand what I mean? Like she,
Kind of.
she
Yes.
didn't have this mental trait. She doesn't have short-term memory, but she
Oh,
is
okay.
but
She has
everybody,
long-term memory though because
yeah, but everybody
she
around
was
her
able
has
to.
developed it. So that means that mentally, animals are getting smarter. The other way that she proves that animals could be getting smarter could be that by the end of the movie, she actually has learned how to cope with not having short-term memory loss, and she finds a way to help her remember things. That shows that mentally, she has grown by the end of the
Okay.
movie. So her brain is getting smarter by the end of the movie.
Okay.
So she's, there's you can pick which one of those facts. Facts. I said faxed. You heard them.
Faxed.
Faxed. You can
I
pick
like
whichever one
that.
of those facts that you want, but she does prove that animals are getting smarter all the time. But you know what, Phil? Animals aren't the only ones evolving.
Oh, I think I know. Toy Story's next, isn't it?
What?
Toy
Toy Story?
Story's next.
Nope.
Okay.
Enter the Supers. Incredibles.
Intermission.
Yep. So Phil, you still keeping up with this?
Yep.
Okay. So the next movie in the series, I guess recap. We're proving all Pixar movies are connected.
Yes. That's it.
After Finding Nemo, the next movie chronologically is The Incredibles.
Okay.
So we are starting to see humans that have evolved to have superpowers.
Oh snap! Just like the animals are evolving to be these
Yeah,
super animals.
people are evolving to be superpowered. But
Okay.
so that's proven humans are evolving. Um,
Does it is that how they get their powers? They just happen to be born with them, or
I assume it's not really said in the series.
oh,
It's just said like there are some people with superpowers. That's what we know.
all right.
And there's no hint at like acid or whatever. I guess they are being born because all the kids, the
Yeah,
Pars kids, are born
yeah.
with their powers.
They're not born with their parents' powers. They're born with completely separate ones.
But it's something genetic that is giving them
Right.
powers.
Isn't the main bad guy of that movie didn't he get his by fake? By not
You mean
artificially. The main bad guy, big red hair.
he doesn't have powers. He has built machines to give him
Oh,
powers. Syndrome
okay.
has no powers. He builds things.
Okay.
But
I didn't know that. I
along with
haven't
building
seen that movie
gadgets,
either.
Syndrome also creates a super intelligent artificial intelligence.
An artificial super intelligence.
You know the Omnidroid, Phil, the big robot that they fight at the end?
Oh, I told you I haven't seen this movie.
Whoa, Incredibles is way up there. It's one of the best movies.
Oh, wow.
Basically, Syndrome has developed these giant killer robots to slowly slaughter all the superheroes because, in his mind, if he can kill all the super people, then he can supply the world with his gadgets, and they won't need superheroes anymore because he's really bitter with Mr. Incredible.
Oh,
But he builds
this is violent.
he does like superhero genocide in that movie, Phil.
He really
Wait,
kills like people, like a
he
lot of them.
basically he's trying to build Mr. Incredible is the most powerful superhero
Okay.
in the Incredibles universe. So, well, in the Pixar universe because they're all the same universe. So basically, Syndrome has been fighting lesser superheroes to develop a robot that is smart enough to kill Mr. Incredible.
So he actually so killing is a thing in this movie.
Yes,
It
very
has been
much
a
so.
thing. Jeez.
Just on a side note, Syndrome has like the most vicious villain death at the end of any Pixar movie. He
Oh,
gets
yeah.
he gets
Sucked
sucked
into it.
into a jet engine, shredded in a jet engine. That's pretty
How do
intense.
they show that?
Well, there's this big thing about E, the lady who designs superhero costumes. She refuses to make costumes with capes anymore because a lot of people have died because their capes get snagged. So Syndrome is flying. One of his boots gets knocked off, his rocket boots, and he just barely makes it to his flying plane, whatever.
Yeah.
And his cape gets snagged by the engine, and you hear a ripping sound close up on his face of that shock, He knows he's going to die, and then the plane explodes. Because he has been sucked into the engine and has destroyed the engine, apparently.
Oh, okay. Okay. So it's not just like it would be in real life, and then just it keeps going.
But
just a mist, just a big red Kool-Aid mist.
But the artificial intelligence that Syndrome has made for the Omnidroid, I've got a quote from Mr. Incredible. It got too smart to wonder why it was taking orders from humans. Because the Omnidroid AI has been built so it learns all the time, constantly learning.
Okay.
So the Omnidroid, basically Syndrome's plan was to launch the Omnidroid into New York City, so it's wrecking stuff, and then he would fly in with his gadget powers to destroy the robot, so he could be seen as a superhero.
Oh.
But within seconds, the Omnidroid learns that Syndrome is a threat, and takes him out. Doesn't kill him, destroys one of his rocket boots, and he crashes into a wall. But the Omnidroid...
I thought you said he crashed into a plane.
That's later.
Oh, okay.
He crashes into a wall, then he runs to go steal the Incredible's baby as vengeance.
Oh.
And then dies in a plane. But, so the Omnidroid turns on its creator and defeats him within seconds. The older models of the Omnidroid, we know, were more than capable to destroy superpowered people because it has.
Okay.
So, at the end of the movie, they destroy the Omnidroid, but that doesn't mean that the AI hasn't survived somewhere in Syndrome's computer system.
Oh, like WALL-E.
Roughly.
Is that an actual... Yeah, of course.
WALL-E is connected to the AI, but in a different manner than you're thinking.
Okay.
So...
Because that would be, way in the future.
Yeah.
Okay, go on.
Next, chronologically, is the Toy Story trilogy. Just as a side note, remember this for later, there are By and Large batteries, the brand, By and Large. Those batteries are inside of Buzz Lightyear. So... just hold on to that little tidbit of information there.
Wait a minute. Isn't that the store that they went to in Toy Story 2?
That's Al's Toy Barn.
Oh, okay.
By and Large is the corporation from WALL-E.
Yeah, okay, I remember
as a sneak peek of this plan coming together.
Okay.
So, in this alternate universe, Toy Story takes place roughly 40 to 50 years after The Incredibles. Because The Incredibles is in this 1960s style. So toys, like Woody and his friends, are the current vessel of the artificial intelligence. But you're thinking, oh, they're just toys with no components in them. How could they have artificial intelligence? Well, here's the thing. Jump back to The Incredibles real quick. Still with me, Phil?
Yeah.
You look a little frazzled listening to this.
No, I'm good.
All right.
I'm concentrating.
Syndrome has these cool lasers that lets him freeze people by using energy that's already in the air around him. It's called zero-point energy. And I've got a quote. It's an electromagnetic energy that exists in a vacuum. So there can be absolutely nothing in the air, and it's still around somewhere.
Okay.
It's an unseen energy that is a reasonable explanation on how toys can still harness the AI. The AI can be within this energy source. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Okay.
No. I
No?
don't. So, how is artificial intelligence made out of energy? Zero-point
It's a way
energy?
to pass through. Wi-Fi is sending a signal, right, through?
Yeah, but where's the transmitter? Wait, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? transmission or the
It's
how does it power the full toy like
well, no,
fingers
it's
and
not
all?
powering the toy. Toys are run on batteries and stuff.
Oh,
Not well, actually, not necessarily. 'Cause there are
not
toys
Woody.
without.
Yeah, they are. His
Hit a
voice
road bump in
process.
this theory, but if we accept that 0 point energy is a way for the AI to make inanimate objects animate,
You have the face of
like
your hands
oh
covering your
shit,
face.
he probably had an explanation for this. I just didn't write it down. So I will
Oh,
make
I'm
sure to
sure.
put a link to this full theory. There's like a whole website devoted to it. Put that in the comments. So you guys go check it out yourself.
Oh, cool. Will likes our Chapman's photo of me making that face.
Whoa.
Facebook. Whoa. Okay,
All right.
go on.
So we're gonna assume toys have AI because of 0 point energy. We just have to assume that for this theory to keep moving forward.
Okay.
Okay. So within the Toy Story franchise, we start to see toys, which are objects, start to begin. They get fed up with humans because it's like in the first movie, the toys are unhappy with how Sid is treating them, so
Right, and
they
then they
teach a
do
lesson.
a. I was thinking about this in Finding Nemo. That's why I skipped over to Toy Story or whatever.
Yeah, go
Was
ahead.
because the way that what's his name,
Yeah, Marlin.
Marlin rebels from the humans is a lot like they did with Sid in Toy Story. That's
Hmm.
why I was so eager to hop on over to that. So
So
anyway,
Toy
go.
Story, the toys teach Sid a lesson. They rise up against him, I guess. It's not
Yeah,
really rising
yeah,
up.
yeah, they do. Stand up by themselves and
Yeah.
it's
They
scary as
say,
hell.
we aren't gonna take it. No,
No,
we ain't gonna take it. This
we
song's
aren't
copyrighted. Gonna stop singing. Uh, second
anymore.
movie.
Sorry.
In the second movie, we know that Jessie resents her old owner because she abandoned her.
Oh wow.
So
No, I
she's
don't.
not happy with children. She's like, oh, Woody, why would you go back to a kid? They hate us. They'll just end up leaving you somewhere.
Oh yeah, I vaguely remember that. It was a
Yeah.
while since I've seen that movie.
She sings that little song, you know?
Nope, don't
When
remember songs.
somebody loves you.
Let me tell you the
It's
one song I remember. You got a friend in me.
a good
You
song.
got a friend. People aren't as handsome and smart as I am. Bigger and
Bigger and
stronger
stronger
too.
too. What about
That's
Woody's
it.
Roundup, Phil? That is a great song.
Oh, I remember that. You play it
Woody's
guitar all the time.
Roundup. Gonna stop singing songs. All right. Toy Story 3. Main villain, Lotsa Huggin' Bear, hates humans. Straight out hates them because he
I
gets
didn't see that.
abandoned by his owner and then sees that she's replaced him with another Lotsa Huggin' Bear. He hates people.
Well then.
Um. So we know that this AI powered objects, they're starting to resent people. They don't like people.
Oh snap.
So why haven't they gotten rid of humans yet, Phil?
Oh, uh, but I don't know.
Well, see, Toy Story 2, it's hinted that humans supply some sort of driving force to keeping the objects alive. In Toy
Oh,
Story
like
2,
love. Like wasn't it that if you if you like your toy or if you stop playing with your toy then they die. Wasn't that the thing?
yeah,
Because what's his name? Queasy, Sweezy, Wheezy. He's
Wheezy.
Wheezy. I
Actually,
called him
the
Sleazy.
example I have is the prospector.
He was like,
In Toy Story 2, the prospector's goal is to take Woody, Jesse, um, Bullseye, and himself to a museum in Japan where every day kids will come and look at them, thus letting them live forever. He says that, like, we will be in that museum in paradise forever. So
that's
those
kind of
being seen and interacted with kids every day apparently is going to let them live and not lose that life power that they have. So apparently the machines and the AI still need humans around because they keep them alive, right?
yes.
So they don't just want the humans to do whatever. Why not make a way to control human life on Earth? Enter by and large. Bum bum bum.
Whoa.
So by and large, in Wall-E is a mega corporation that eventually owns everything on Earth. They control the government. They control all the shopping. So the economy, government, everything's controlled by this mega corporation, which could have been made by the AI.
Robots.
Yeah, so the robots have created this corporation to keep humans under their thumb.
Wow, that is some crazy ass.
Mm-hmm.
That is mind blowing.
So,
Let me ask you real quick.
yeah,
Monsters Incorporated doesn't play into this at all, does it?
they will show up later.
Okay, I was just wondering because I was
Yep.
kind of
Everything will play out. Because I'm
okay.
surprised you didn't say when we were talking about smart animals, you're like, where's a bug's life? Because,
I completely forgot about that
well, a
movie.
bug's life does show up in the timeline, but not where you think it does.
Okay.
So,
Oh, whoa! Does that happen after Wall-E?
whoa!
Whoa! I think I got it. Wow. Okay. Go on.
So, uh, the stories of Wall-E and the Cars franchise are kind of intertwined. Like, the start of Wall-E, where they take all the humans into space on the Axiom.
Oh yeah, and in Cars they just have it for themselves,
Yeah.
Earth or
So,
whatever.
Earth has become super polluted. So the AI takes all the humans into space so they can repair the Earth so humans can still live on Earth because they need humans.
Yeah.
You understand? Okay. So, human life is gone. All the animals die out because of the massive pollution on Earth.
Except for like the cockroach.
Cockroaches are alive because they're fucking cockroaches.
Yes.
So, in Cars, we know Cars is still in the human timeline because there's still human built places, like Japan is still a thing. They are in cities in Europe that have been converted to car lifestyle, but they are still human establishments.
Yeah.
So, um, although the cars run on AI, but they don't have the human life, so they have to resort to fossil fuels to keep themselves running, right? Because cars run on gas.
I
So,
think yeah, they mentioned that in the movie.
in Cars 2, there's a energy crisis. Fuel's running out.
Okay.
Okay. So,
I haven't seen that movie, but I've
neither
seen the
have I
first
because
Cars and it sucks.
yeah, those two movies are bad. They're still all right because they're Pixar and I love them, but they are the bottom of the list. They need to
Cars
try
2,
harder.
more like
Cars,
Cars.
ew.
Ew.
I'll say Cars poo, but I think it'd be a little less childish.
That was what was in my mind, but yeah, I like ew better.
Okay, so we have the AI in space on the Axiom, but we also have a second version of the AI that has developed into the car society. Uh,
Okay.
so the Axiom AI, the space AI, they're planning to bring humans back to Earth, but now you got just cars living on Earth, driving around, being things. So if they're planning to bring humans back to Earth, they have to wipe out the cars somehow.
Okay.
In Cars 2, there is a new energy that is introduced called,
Right. Just a second
yeah,
before you get into that. Do humans are the AI not allowed to show the humans that they're alive like all the time? Or
well,
does that just risk them from getting like, destroyed or something?
I would
Is that
assume
the
that
only issue?
if, as by and large, a corporation is growing, and we suddenly found out, oh shit, robots are controlling us, we would probably try to write some sort of program to take down robots. So I feel like the AI would
Okay.
stay
So
hidden.
that's why Woody and Buzz just like fall down
Yeah,
whenever a person's around because that's just part of their programming.
they don't want to give away the fact that, you know,
It's a
robots are
subconscious thing, first of all.
AIs are all over the place. We're watching
It's a
you.
subconscious thing. They're doing it for their own safety, and the only reason why they go against Sid, the person who is destroying toys anyway,
Enough of it.
yeah, because they were doing that to save themselves again,
Mm-hmm.
to save their own artificial
AI is
intelligence
all
species.
about protecting itself, keeping it
Yeah,
going.
not protecting humans like an iRobot. Nope.
No.
That's not even the case in iRobot, but three
So,
laws of mechanic or whatever it's called,
Three
robotics.
Laws of Robotics, written by Isaac Asimov. All
Yeah,
right. That doesn't exist in this timeline because robots wrote their own laws.
probably doesn't. It doesn't in the real life either.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
it
so
should.
they're trying to get rid of the car society on Earth because they need to bring humans
Right.
back.
Energy crisis.
So they're in Cars 2 to solve the energy crisis. A brand new green energy has been, you know, found. It gets found. It's called all in all, which if you take the phrase by and large and all in all,
Yeah.
they mean the same thing. Bum, bum, bum.
Wait. By.
By and large, I think all in all is a great name for an energy company.
Oh. Okay.
So that's a little, oh my god.
Oh
That's a
shoot.
Soylent Green moment right there. Uh,
Except it's not, because nothing's made of people or cars.
so they provide this new energy source. The space AI provides an energy source for the cars. But what if it was designed to just shut off all of a sudden? All of a sudden. All
All
of
of
a
a
second.
sudden.
So that would kill all the cars, wouldn't it? If they're like, oh, everybody convert and
Oh crap!
don't think
That
about
would
finding
snap.
alternatives. We've provided you with an alternative. Then everybody converts. Shut it off. Turn the switch off. All the cars die.
Interplanes. Interplanes. Just kidding.
No. Fuck planes. Okay, so
Not made by Pixar.
cars die out, but there's still one little robot running around on Earth. And his name is
Wally.
Wally. Now,
He was made with the batteries or whatever.
well, see, the Wally robot are solar powered. We know he goes up on the roof to recharge himself.
Right.
So why
Solar
is
powered
he
battery.
the only one left on Earth? Think about this. Maybe there's a quirk in his AI that makes him super fascinated in human life. That's why every day he goes out in the rubble and collects human things, comes home, plays with them. He watches
Yeah.
that tape of Hello Dolly every night as he falls asleep. What if that tiny little shred of human remnant is enough to supplement what energy he's not getting through his solar panels to keep
Oh.
him alive?
Oh snap.
So Wally's special.
He's
He's
just like
still
the toys from Toy Story.
so.
Except he doesn't need actual people. He just needs things that look like people. Anyway,
So
go on.
on the Axiom, we know they've been in space for at least 700 years. So it's at least 700 years from where humans left Earth. Wally took
Right, and when
place.
people left Earth, they looked like actual people,
Yeah,
and then
and
over
then
the
they
years they turned into animated people. That
so
was a weird thing that they did in that movie.
here you go, Phil. Think about this. The robots are upset because of how humans are discarding them or treating them bad.
Hmm.
It seems like a very robot kind of way to say, you know what? Instead of, as our payment for you treating us bad, we're going to give you constant, super, super. We're just going to, watch you all the time. Attention, nonstop. We're going to take over every single function of your life. You don't have to walk anymore. We'll give you food. We will give you nonstop attention because you didn't give us any. We'll show you what we really wanted.
Oh crap!
So that's
That's
why on the
exactly like
Axiom,
Wally.
yeah, Axiom, nobody walks. Everybody's in those little robo chairs.
Yeah, like those little hover chairs you find at Walmart waddling around.
It's almost like the AI has turned the people into toys. Bum bum bum.
Whoa! One step at a time, man. I can feel my brains oozing out my ears and nose.
All right, let me check my
Probably
notes because I
just slow
got
that
a lot there.
down.
Okay,
Jesus.
Wally's alive because a human. Blah 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 blah. So Wally finds the very, very first plant to grow back on Earth, and
Yes.
if it was resilient enough to be the first plant to survive the polluted Earth,
Yeah.
probably be a really, really strong plant.
Yes.
And at the end of the Wally in the credits, we see that little tiny little leaf turns into a big old tree,
Yes. I remember that.
much like a big old tree in A Bug's Life. Bum bum
Now I
bum.
haven't seen that movie in a long time too, so
But
it's
they use the tree to
yes.
count down till winter.
I remember that. Yes.
Okay,
Sorry.
so Bug's Life. is even further in the future from Wall-E.
Yeah.
So
Does Bugs Life ever have any people in it?
there are people, but there's not enough people for them to be a threat to bug life. When Flick goes out, they don't warn him about people. They warn him about birds and bigger bugs.
Ah.
So if there was like a very small population size on the Axiom that releases back into Earth to repopulate or whatever,
Yeah.
it would take a while for it to be back at the levels that it is currently.
Right. It would just mostly be bugs because they did establish in Wall-E that bugs were still alive. At least cockroaches were.
Yeah. Well, see, the bugs in A Bug's Life don't act like animals we've seen before in the Pixar universe
Yeah.
because they have their own societies that aren't dependent on humans. All the animals in the past have been interacting. I want to do human things. I want to, save my son from a human. Bugs in A Bug's Life, they have their own economy, they have cities, they have a monarchy, they have their own society without ever having humans they have taken
Wow.
nothing from human life.
Jeez.
So they're special
It's
animals.
crazy. Crazy stuff right there.
All right. So by the end of A Bug's Life, humans, machines, and bugs are all back on Earth. All of them.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's Bug's Life ties everything back together. Now, Phil, we know Earth at the end of Wall-E is, plants are starting to grow, but the pollution of the planet is still probably a very big issue.
Okay.
Maybe enough to mutate people? Bum, bum,
Uh,
bum.
what? Will we back to Incredibles? Will we?
We're into Monsters University.
What?
If
Monster.
you if the Earth is still super polluted, there's actually there's
So
two
Monsters University is mutated people.
there are two possible reasons why people turn into monsters after a
They never say that people turn into monsters. What? How's that?
we don't know the history of Monsters Incorporated. The only fact we know about Monsters history is that
Okay.
Monsters University is set at least 1,300 years after A Bug's Life because it was established in 1313 by the Monsters calendar. Because there's a plaque in Monsters University that says established 1313.
What? 1313.
The year 1313. So that means that they have started a new calendar. By
Oh,
their
after
calendar,
after
it's
they
been.
uh after they settled back on Earth.
Mhm.
Okay.
So we
Did
know it's been at
okay.
least 1,300 years, which is a pretty long time.
Okay.
But there's two theories, two part possible answers to why people are monsters instead of people anymore. One of them is that if animals are super smart now, like A Bug's Life, maybe they get to the point where interspecies mating is not such a weird thing because they're essentially people brains inside of animals that can
That's
talk.
that's an excellent point.
It's
Doctor
weird.
Who.
It's weird, but
Stuff happens.
it,
Stuff
it
happens.
may
Stuff happens.
happen. So there could have been interspecies mating, which resulted in monsters. That's a theory. The other one is that Earth is still so polluted that the pollution and radiation has made people mutate into monsters.
Except there are normal people as well. Think how
Not at
like
this. Well, here, Phil, I got a rebuttal for that. You're
okay.
like, oh, well, they interact with people.
You don't need to be a dick about it, man. I'm just
No, I'm
saying.
just I'm the general voice of the internet right now, Phil.
Okay. Yeah.
Now wait a minute.
Are three fans?
Wait a minute. I meant like all the people who've read this theory.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Wait a minute. We saw people in Monsters University or
Incorporated.
Incorporated.
Have you seen
But
University?
yes, I have. It's a pretty good movie. I would
Oh, right. You said you saw all of them except for
you should
Cars 2.
you should rent it. It's pretty good.
I won't. But
Now,
I'll take your word for it.
people are, they have doors. Most people be like, "Oh, they're going to a different dimension." Like the Monsters universe is a different dimension from human dimension.
Okay.
This theory says that maybe monsters are going back in time. Because think about it, they know machines need human interaction to
Okay.
to process, but they're no longer human. Maybe they don't provide that energy anymore. But they think, wait a minute, back in time, humans were all over the place. So they developed technology that lets them go back in time to harness the power that humans give out. And
Oh.
here's a little, a way to prove that they're going back in time and not another dimension. When the scarers go through the doors, they are warned not to touch anything. Don't touch anything. Don't do
Oh.
it.
Oh
Because
shit.
what if they touch something and it makes a big butterfly effect that ends up with the future not happening?
Oh jeez. Jeez. You're blowing my mind, man. This is actually
I told you.
that's actually way more
And I was
compelling
like,
than I
hey,
thought it
Phil,
was
I
going
got
to
an
be.
idea for this Chatmen episode. He's like, I guess we could talk about it a little bit.
Yeah.
I knew we could pan this out for an hour.
Goodness gracious.
Um, so human or monsters are traveling back in time to get humans. And some people say like, oh, but in Monsters University we learn that kids are, they don't scare as easy. Blah, blah, blah. So they must be learning that monsters exist. But what if they're like, oh, the kids are not as scared anymore? We'll just go further back in time and
Okay.
scare kids again. And that's the whole loophole about like, don't worry, they don't know monsters exist. They're just going further back in time when the kids start
Oh.
getting a little calloused about monsters aren't scary anymore.
Okay.
Um, ripple effect. I'm checking my notes. Okay, we have one human though that does go into not to a different universe, into the future.
Yes, and
It's
that's
a little
little
boo, cute
little
little
boo.
boo. Now, Phil, if you're 3 or however old she is, and she falls in love with Mike and Sully, there is a very heartfelt part at
Connection.
the end where we know that they have connected on a level where they care about each other. What if you learn that there's this whole other world out there, but you have no way to prove it?
Yes.
You'd probably devote yourself to figuring out
Oh
how
jeez.
how to get back to your good friends Sully and Mike Wazowski.
Is this a cue for another Pixar movie?
Yes, it actually is. You're thinking, oh, you've done all of them. Just hold on.
Yeah, I think
So,
you. It's all the ones that I could think of.
we know in the credits that Sully comes back to part of Boo's future, which would help cement her. I know for a fact they're out there. I gotta find them.
Yeah.
So we're thinking that Boo is devoting her life to finding Monster World. What if she scoured the whole planet and learned about magic that could let her go back to the future?
Well, don't tell me this is a Back to the Future tie-in.
Actually, no, it's not.
Okay, I was about to say that
No,
just ruined the whole thing.
we don't know how she could learn magic. Maybe she taught herself. Maybe she discovers it somewhere. We don't know that part of her timeline. But somehow she's found magic that lets her go wherever she wants. Maybe she doesn't like the hustle and bustle of modern world. Maybe she wants a little simpler time where people don't think she's crazy. So she travels back in time to the dark ages of Scotland.
Whoa. What?
That's right, I'm making the connection that Boo is the witch from. And I got four reasons that she
Oh
is the same
Jesus.
person. Okay, the
Oh
witch
Jesus.
in Brave is obsessed with bears. Obsessed. She turns people into bears.
Oh my God.
What does Sully resemble to a
A
3-year-old?
the fucking bear, man.
Big old bear.
With horns, but he's a bear.
He's a bear.
Oh jeez.
So also, in the witch's house, there is a very elaborate carving of Sully on the wall.
Oh my God.
People would be like, oh, it's just an Easter egg. They just threw that in there. No! The witch made that because she loves Sully.
Oh my. Oh jeez, man. What does the witch look like?
Um, Actually, there was an image that had them side by side. Let me see if I can pull that up. If this takes too long, I'll just cut to a future point right now. Is that one? Is that the one you're seeing?
Yeah, that was the one that I saw. I don't know. They got the same color eyes.
And
That's about.
the parts of the human anatomy that grow while you age is your nose and your ears. So I
All
think
right.
it's
Yeah,
it's
whatever.
close enough for this fan theory that they are the
Yeah.
same person.
Yes. Yes.
But I still have two more facts on why they're the same person.
Okay.
I say facts. It's not facts. But in the witch's house, there's a very, very detailed carving of the Pizza Planet truck. How would she know how to get that accurate of a carving unless she saw it in for real from modern times? Maybe she just likes the truck or whatever. But she has carved a very detailed version of something that doesn't exist in Dark Ages of Scotland, that exists where theoretically she originally comes from.
Okay.
The last one. While Merida is talking to the witch in Brave, the witch keeps disappearing in and out of doors all the time. She walks in a door. Merida opens the door. She's not there anymore.
Oh, jeez.
So she has crazy fucking door magic that lets her go to places through doors. Same person. Boo's the witch.
Gee. Oh my gosh. Oh my god.
So that's it. That's the grand Pixar theory summarized in 45 minutes.
So Boo lived in the Toy Story time that Mike and Sully from the future were visiting.
Yeah. There were
Sully
like
specifically.
there are two time loops in this theory. There's the Boo time loop where she goes back in time. But there's also the Sully time loop where Sully goes back, monsters go back to normal time.
Oh yeah.
But there's also normal time go back to ancient time. Double time loop.
Triple time loop.
So Phil, besides that
Just a loop de loop.
one
What?
road bump I didn't have, answers for. What's your thoughts on this?
Just blew my mind, man. Now, anytime a Pixar movie comes out,
You're gonna
gotta
figure it out.
we gotta figure out where that lies in the timeline. Methinks.
Mhm.
Are there any Pixar movies that are coming out?
Finding Dory is supposed to come out soon.
Okay, well that's
It may cement more of human animals.
it's a
It's
sequel.
not going to be anything, crazy to add to the theory, probably.
Nothing we haven't seen before. I'm just saying. Unless she becomes super smart at the end of that, and it'll be like,
And we're like, we knew it.
we knew it.
Animals are growing.
They're growing brains.
Growing brands.
Brains.
All right.
Faxts.
So, Phil, are you in the OMG mind blown faction, or are you in the this is bullshit faction?
I'm in the mind blown. I thought it was bullshit when we first started, but now, no sir. You changed my you turned my doubt into certainty.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
was just pointing my finger over and over again, trying to come up with
what
the
you're
word.
thinking about.
Yeah.
My thoughts are, I don't think anybody on Pixar has been weaving this massive timeline. It's purely a fan theory, but it's a very interesting fan theory that I enjoyed.
You sure about that?
Maybe John Lasseter is a crazy madman who's writing the second greatest story of all time. The best one is One Piece, but
I was having a grand old time with this episode.
do you have something else you want to talk about? Maybe questions?
Well, I gotta say, Truman,
Mm-hmm.
you know how we got story time coming up?
Yeah.
And by coming up, I mean in like 3 episodes or so. Wait, is this episode 22? It's episode 22. We're on episode.
We're not in the 20s yet, Phil.
I'm in 12. I'm sorry. Episode
Whoa,
12.
20.
Yeah, sorry. Excuse me. Yeah, we're at episode 12 right now.
Mhm.
And in episode 15 we're going to be telling our story time or whatever. My story's this is about 1,000 words long right now, and it's going to be more because I'm not close to the end yet.
Me too.
So, I don't know. Maybe we should give a little taste a couple episodes from now.
I was gonna say, we're probably gonna try to get another guestman on next week, depending on what he says to me.
2
So,
weeks. Now.
Yeah, well, next episode is what I meant. Next episode, hopefully, it's gonna be a guestman episode, and then I think the
Unless you
episode
want to
after.
make an episode early, you cool with that? You want to edit 2 weeks in a row, Truman?
No.
No, you don't.
Maybe
That's right.
closer to my birthday because I have birthday plans for Saturday night, and I don't know where it falls on our recording schedule.
Okay.
But I think we'll do Guessman, and then maybe on the 14th, or the 14th episode, we'll give you a little teaser of what's to come on the 15th episode.
Yep. And we'll also have something else on the 14th episode. Because we can't just have a teaser, because that's...
Well, if we read it really slowly.
And then the next episode, we read it very fastly.
Very
quickly.
fastly.
Yes.
All right. So, you got anything else you're going to add to this episode, Phil? Got any questions? Got any comments?
I got a concern.
Concern. Let me hear it.
I'm just concerned with the fact that this episode's over. I'm sad.
Yeah, I think it's a pretty good episode.
It was a very good episode.
I'll find out when I start editing tomorrow, but...
Oh, yeah?
I think I say this every time we actually plan something, Phil. I think our episodes turn out better when we plan something, Phil. Should always have something planned and not just try
always
to just make it up on the spot, because that's horrible.
That was episode 1, 4, and 9.
Rap battle next week. You hear it here.
Well.
So guys, I want to hear some responses. What'd you think of this theory? I'll post the actual John, whatever his name, Jabroni, Zamboni, whatever his name is. Let me look.
Tromboni.
Chimponi. John Negroni. I'll post his website in the comments so you guys can read it for yourself. Phil, I want to let you know I also watched a lot of really horrible vlogs about this theory to get as many facts as I could.
So, like the kind that you get printed out for you? Your fax? Like a fax machine. Yes.
They meant like FAQs.
What are those things? Facts. What was the weird thing that you said earlier? I was trying to get it right. You said something crazy.
Facts.
Facts. I don't remember. It's facts.
Scroll back to the episode and you'll hear it yourself. But basically, guys, I want to hear your response. Are you on the, no? OMG, head equal, mind equal blown faction?
Are you on the... No.
Fucking bullshit?
Are you on the... Yeah, just...
Do you not care? Do you say I hate Pixar? Can we talk about DreamWorks next week? No, you can't.
Because DreamWorks, it's more like nightmare, laziness. Can't. Doesn't work for me. It's not my dream. It's not something that I'm dreaming about, working at DreamWorks. Fuck that.
They made one really
Pixar is where the pics are. It's the best.
Rango is a good DreamWorks movie. I believe it's DreamWorks. Let's look it.
You know what else is a good DreamWorks movie? It's,
a beat movie starring Jerry Seinfeld.
The Quest to El Dorado.
That is a good movie. I was talking
I
like
haven't seen that. I haven't seen it. I just know that it's good. El
Dorado is so good, Phil. It's on Netflix. We should watch it for the next movie night.
No.
Not really. You can find us stuff. All right, guys. Why don't you comment on the Facebook page, on YouTube. Send us an email. ChatmenShow@gmail.com.
Like us on Instagram.
Hit us up on Friender in MySpace. I downloaded the Haytel app, so just
Friend Zone.
Shout. We're on coolmathforkids.com. Check us out.
RuneScape.
Yeah.
World of StarCraft.
It's a good game. All right, Phil. I think that's about it for this week. You got closing words?
Let's drag it on like another 15 paragraphs. Just kidding. Bye.